California or any parts of the Pacific, it is 9:04 p.m. So good evening to everybody. Happy viewing to everyone. If you are watching from the Philippines, it is 12:04 p.m. Magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. Hopefully you're having a wonderful lunch. And as always, we are here not only to entertain you, but to be with you in a hour or so. Also, just to let everybody know, live na live also, we are live na live simultaneously on PHLV Radio Facebook page, as well as simultaneously live also on PHLV YouTube channel. So if you are not subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? Please do like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our PHLV radio shows. Now, people who are part of the Amazon Fire TV community, all you have to do is look for PHLV radio channel. And if you're using Alexa, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play PHLV radio. And a lot of you too are hearing us through audio. We are doing simultaneous audio streaming on different platforms, namely Google platform or podcast, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And as you could tell, I am not in my home base today. I'm traveling, so I'm using my good family friends' home as my home base for tonight. Now, also, a lot of you had asked, what if we missed your show today? No problem, as we have already established. We kind of figure out there's team live and team replay. So you could always catch the replay of any of the shows of PHLV Radio, either through YouTube channel of PHLV Radio, or you could check our website on www.phlbradio.com. Yan. Now, our guest for today, this is a funny story. We've been trying to get him, I would say, at least a year, because this guy, I mean, if I mention all his credentials, it will take at least half an hour. He is everywhere. He is I would say, beauty pageant or beauty queen maker. He is a guru on beauty queens, on how to be successful as a beauty queen contestant. He is a singer. He's an entrepreneur. He's a model. He's a host. He's an event. He's a content provider, and so many more. We will ask him all this, because if I read all his bio, it will take us forever. But it is, and he is also a title holder of Mr. I believe it's Mr. California, but we'll ask him live. So without much further ado, I promise you, after this interview, you will get to know more about this special guest of ours. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, and our viewers and our listeners, none other than GENE Flores. Hello, GENE. How are you?
Hi, Josh. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. To the Philippines crowd, Josh, thank you so much for allowing me finally to be here after so many attempts and, after pandemic. First of all, congratulations. You have your own show. Congratulations to PHLV Radio. Yung Alam Mo Na Ba show. This is amazing. Of course.
Yeah, well,
Alam Mo Na Ba.
PHLV Radio owner and tech people, they really make us look good. It's so interesting. As I was telling them before. In the past, radio, you just hear them. Now they could view us, and you'll be amazed on how PHLV Radio would do their work. I mean, as if it's really a TV show. I mean,
exactly.
Well, we have some surprises for you, and you'll be amazed as well.
Yeah, as I said nga earlier, sabi ko, it's funny because you say PHLV Radio. I mean, talking about radio, it's not radio anymore. I mean, this is podcast. This is a broadcast. This is a social media platform. I mean, it's everything. It's like a icing in the cake. I mean,
right. And I forgot to tell everybody. So if you are watching us in different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know a lot of you are watching us from Middle East, Europe, Asia Pacific. So magandang araw sa inyong lahat, and I'm really hoping that you're having a blessed blessed day today. And I know it's Saturday in some parts of the world. It's Friday evening where we are. And Jean and Jean, by the way, is live from Phoenix,
I'm in
Arizona.
Arizona tonight. Yeah, so it is a Mountain Standard Time. I mean, same in California. We're what
Yes.
9:15, 9:10 right now in the evening. So and then it's afternoon in the Middle East and in the Philippines. So shout out to all my friends around
Yeah,
the
si
world.
Rodrigo Gaita. Hey, Rod, how are you? He said,
Yeah,
hi there, my friend. And Divine Grace Gallardo. Hello, Kuya Josh. Hello, Divine. How are you? And there's some
so
more people who are shy. Normally, anybody who would like to greet Jean or
yeah,
you have any
please, yeah,
questions,
join us.
we are live. It's not tape. It's not tape live, but live na live. And you will be surprised on some of the revelation. We're going to do up close and personal with
Like,
Jean Flores tonight.
alam mo
And
naman
of
talaga
course, I was able to
to dig
forced him to give us some performances because if you will know more about him, and then of course we're gonna share all his social media platforms and outlets, and you will be amazed on this guy. He is just oozing with talents. He could host. I mean, I will try to discover that. Okay, let's start from. Well, it's just like Sound of Music. Let's start from the beginning. The Gene Flores. The Flores are from where originally?
Well, it's the way the bloodline. Actually, Flores is my screen name. So
Yeah.
it's my mom's maiden name,
Okay.
and my grandfather. Hindi ko nakilala yung talagang lolo ko. So
Okay.
my real grandfather actually was captured by the Japanese during the
Ooh. Okay.
war. So you know, so I never really met my real lolo. So
Yeah.
we grew up with my step grandfather, uh, and he's from Pasig. And so my original lolo, who is Flores, actually, from what my mom and my grandma told me, he is actually from I think original from Cebu, Bisaya yata.
Uh-oh.
So, but then the family, the Flores family, is originally also from Pasig, Patero,
Okay. So Manila.
Manila. Yes.
Yeah.
So my real grandfather's side, we grew up in the Pateros Pasig, sa Balutan, sa Penoy. So
Yeah.
that's the business of the family. My lola, my grandmother. Every time growing up in the Philippines, we used to go to Pateros. So Balot,
The Balut
Penoy,
capital. Yeah.
Balot, Penoy. So and then they're also known as for the chinelas.
Yes.
Yung chinelas. So yeah, and my mom. So basically from Pasig. They're from Pasig.
Okay. Now, Gene, you said Gene Flores is your screen name, just
Yes.
like a lot of our actors and actresses. Okay.
Yes.
And then what made you decide to acquire your, is it more artista sounding, the Gene Flores?
It is more easily to remember kasi when you have a foreign last name. Kasi my lolo is puti. So foreign last name. I mean,
Hmm.
pag ginamit mo yung totoong apelyido mo na foreign last name, I mean, pag tinawag ka sa stage, hindi ka naman mukhang Amerikano. Hindi parang misleading, di ba? So I remember when I was given the name Gene Flores, my dad did not speak me for 3 weeks. Nagalit kasi sabi, bakit ko daw gagamitin yung Flores? Why am I gonna use Flores? Knowing that, my real last name. Sabi ko, it's syempre stage name. Kailangan meron kayong kunyari konting mysterious, di ba? Have a little mysterious with you. But yeah, so when I used to sing with the group before in the Philippines, it's easy to use kasi originally they want me to use Eugene Flores. But then at the time meron ng Eugene, like but it's too long, so they said
Yeah,
Gene
because
na lang.
Eugene is more well known for the chess master, Eugene
Correct.
Flores,
Yeah, at saka
right?
during
So
that time also, growing up, I don't know if you remember Eugene Villaluz.
yes,
So
yes, Eugene
so that's
Villiers,
why
the
they didn't want me to use
composer.
the Eugene
Yeah,
kasi nga growing up baka kasi sabi Gene na lang, which Gene naman talaga is my real name eh.
right. Now I have a
So
question for you. Of all the states, because I know you live in Arizona, in Phoenix,
mm-mm.
was that a personal choice of the family, or you guys
We
migrated to
actually
one state and you moved to Arizona? Because for people who are not too familiar with their geography, Arizona is really a beautiful state, but it's
yes,
so humid
yes,
and so
yes.
hot. because it's like the desert. I think it's you're closest to Nevada, right?
Correct. Nevada, New Mexico,
Yeah.
California. So you're
And
pretty
the
much in
and
the
the
middle,
play,
middle, in the middle.
if LA or is well known for Hollywood and of course the Hollywood sign, Arizona is well known for the Grand
Grand
Canyon.
Canyon, yeah. Grand
Yeah.
Canyon.
So
Tsaka,
if you
Sedona also. I don't know if you
yeah,
know
and the
Sedona.
Sedona, of course,
Yeah.
like
The
like
Red Rocks.
the Fil-Ams who are watching us today, you have not seen America if you have not seen at least Grand Canyon and the Sedona. Those are
Yes.
really, really a sight to see, sight to behold. As a matter of fact, when you first see it, you will be so amazed on how the beauty and the gift of God is translated to that beauty. It's picture. I mean, you like Instagrammable. This is the it.
Like the movie,
It's
like a movie.
so
Like a
far to
movie.
drive, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, it's like a movie set.
Okay, so going back to my question,
Yes, so
why Arizona?
when family, actually not Arizona. So when my family originally migrated to the US,
Yeah.
everybody is actually based in San Francisco, California.
Oh, okay.
So we're Bay Areans. Ako, I actually grew up in the Bay Area. So that's more than half of my life is in the Bay Area. So, but after it was after 9/11 when I started traveling in Arizona, I fell in love with the city. Sabi ko, if I were to move somewhere, I wanted to move somewhere different, and then somewhere that uh maluwag, walang traffic, housing are cheaper at that time, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, no more. And then kokonti pa ang Filipino at that time. So when I first moved here, bihira ako makakita ng Filipino, kalat-kalat, yung mga Native American akala ko mga Filipino. So napagkakamalak silang Filipino. But originally we actually my family moved from to San Francisco from Manila. So that's where we all, how the Filipino family, you move to Lola's house, Lola and Lolo. So everybody of us, stayed with my Lolo and Lola until we settled our, everybody. And then many years after, sabi ko, I just wanted to move somewhere different. I was gonna move to Hawaii at that time or San Diego.
Yeah.
Kaya lang, sabi ko, San Diego, California then. And then Hawaii is so far away. You're in another island. So sabi ko, and then when I started traveling in Arizona, sabi ko, it's a very beautiful place. Although summertime is very hot, but 3 months out of the year, ano naman,
Yeah, it's not bad.
and
Yeah.
then
I
now,
yeah,
so
I've
many
been to
Filipinos now
Phoenix and I've
here.
been to Scottsdale. And then for those people listening and viewing us, Gene is one of considered the influencer in the Filipino American community in Arizona. Also a mover and shaker for obvious
Well, I
reason
mean,
because
we
not
just
only he's so involved in the community, he's always there to help. And they will know more about him and his pageantry involvement because this guy goes around all over the place helping young women achieve their deal, their goals in life through pageantry. But before we continue, where everybody's texting me at si Rodrigo, si Rod was saying, Gene needs a GPS with all his travels.
Di naman.
As
Actually,
Rod is one
one
of
thing that
the
I
friends.
realized, one thing that I'm so thankful is with the pandemic. Although, we all went through what almost 3 years, diba? But one thing that I realized that it everybody slowed down. I mean,
Yeah,
for 2 years I never traveled. I was just recollecting, praning na paranoid about
I know.
COVID, to a point where I have so many friends, left, but life goes on. But now that we're trying to come back, so it's nice. It's a good feeling. At least you kind of rejuvenate, take a break for 2 years. So now I guess everybody's ready.
Well, the good thing with again, just to kind of give a little more background on Gene, Gene is a good conduit if you're trying to get involved with the Filipino American community
Yeah.
or for the community in Arizona. Like if you're planning to have shows, the artista to do shows, you could always and we'll give all the contact information of Gene. But just to set it right, I know Jane, aside from his many roles, he's a very good singer, and he's doing a lot of shows here and abroad, as well as locally in Arizona. It's been a staple, especially if there's a public event, private event, corporate event. And a lot of you are, I know you guys texting me on my other phone, like, can we hear him sing? Absolutely. And I kind of told him, can you do at least 4 songs during the live interview? He said
Sure,
he
why
was
not?
prepared for 3, but he will try to see what, play it by ear. So Gene, I will give you the floor. Give us an intro on why you choose this song for us tonight. Is there any special meaning of this song, or a background in this song? Of all the many songs that I know, because I did my research, you get to sing different genres.
Yes.
My question before you give us your performance would be, why this particular song? Was there any significance of this song?
Well, the funny thing of it is when you asked me to perform today, last minute, I was like freaked out. So I go, oh my God. So I go, not only one, but 3 or 4, sabi ni Josh. Sabi ko, wow. Sabi ko parang, what a mini concert. No,
Yeah.
but the thing is, sabi ko, if I were to pick 4 songs, syempre, it has to be something that,
Special.
yung pwede nating, i-content, di ba?
Yeah.
But
True.
4 songs that really popped up in my mind. Actually, 3 muna, but the last one will be a surprise also. Kasi,
Yeah.
like what you told me, I'm nervous kasi may mga surprise question ka. So, I'm gonna surprise you also at the end. So,
Okay.
but the reason why I chose this, I'm gonna do 4 songs. If we have
Okay.
time, we'll do 4 songs. But the first one, I'm an OPM sucker.
Okay.
I love OPM.
Proud to be Pinoy.
Yes, I mean, there's nothing about OPM talaga eh. Kasi when you
Yes.
say OPM, not only original but also being Filipino by heart,
Yeah. True.
and the Filipino songs are just really, it will capture, and it's from the heart. So, and I love ballad song. I love chill, relaxed songs. And this is what we're gonna do tonight. Kasi we're not set up or geared up for ano naman eh, a big sound. So we'll just make it, up close and personal, and
Okay.
something chill, di ba?
Okay.
On a Friday night and on a Saturday afternoon in the Philippines. So
Right.
so I
And
chose
other
this
parts of
song.
the world.
I
Okay,
chose
go
this
ahead.
song because of course it's an opening song. It's
Yes.
called Ang Lahat Nito'y Para Sa Iyo,
I love that song.
which originated by, I believe it was Mr. Haji Alejandro.
Yes.
And this is the new version of this song. So I don't know if I don't think I need to use a microphone. Maybe
No, I think you sound really well.
okay. So
Yeah.
let's try this song. So para po sa inyong lahat for this first
Okay.
song. Okay. Ang lahat ng ito'y para sa'yo. Luha at tagumpay, dulot lahat sa'yo. Lahat ng himig at awitin, lahat ng isip at damdamin, handog ko lahat, alay ko lahat sa'yo. Ang lahat ng ito'y dahil sa iyo, sapagkat ikaw ang tanging ligaya ko. Ikaw ang isang pag-ibig, ako'y lupangin at tubig, at sa langit mo sana ay humimlay ako. Ang lahat ng ito sa'yo. Luha at tagumpay, dulot lahat sa'yo. Lahat ng himig at hawitin, lahat ng isip at damdamin, handog ko lahat, alay ko lahat sa'yo. Ikaw ang isang pag-ibig, ako'y lumangin at tubig, at sa langit mo sana ay humimlay ako. Ang lahat ito'y sa'yo. Ang lahat ito'y para sa inyo. Just for you guys.
Wow. Now, Gene, let's talk about your pageantry involvement.
Okay.
Oh, let's talk about first you being a singer.
Okay.
Was there a formal lesson for this, or when did you start singing?
Well, growing up in the Philippines, my first love talaga was dancing. So I at the age of what, 3 years old, I used to mascot kasi my sister and my aunt, they were part of a cultural dance troupe.
Okay.
So they used to do Polynesian, Hawaiian, Tahitian shows. Yung mga Polynesian ba, yung
Yeah.
mga Hawaiian. So I used to be their mascot. I used to, wear a sarong and a grass skirt and do my hula and then Tahitian. So I was exposed to to dance all my, when I was very little. And then at the age of siguro mga 6 years old,
Yeah.
I realized that I wanted to sing. So I was not born a singer. Growing up, you take the hairbrush and then stand in front of the mirror, you sing. That's how I learn how to sing, mimicking or following whatever is playing in the radio. Um, and then at the age of 12 years old,
Yeah.
I studied how to sing. I actually studied the voice lessons at Rebel Music School growing up.
Yeah. To learn
Uh,
the technique. Yeah.
exactly. So the pop singing technique and so yeah, I was not born a singer. I cultivated my voice because it's a passion. That if you have the passion, why not learn? So I don't consider myself as the biritero or the alam mo na yung mga
Well, you know what, like what Leia had said in the past, singing is not really all about the birit.
exact.
Singing is storytelling.
It's about storytelling. It's
And
about
I like what you
sharing
said that
your
everybody has a penchant to sing a song, but you went and took a formal lesson on
exact
technique to preserve it. That's
exactly
the beauty of the culture. It seems like the whole Philippines can really sing.
exactly. I mean,
You know?
everybody was born to sing in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, it's just part of our culture. I mean, nasa tiyan ka pa lang, you're still in your mom's tummy. They already put the radio on the mom's tummy. So I think, yeah, it's one of the Filipino culture that we are a great singer. I mean,
Yeah.
any part of the world, if there's a great singer, it's always Filipino.
Okay, we'd like to say hello to Catherine Cruz. Catherine Cruz is the wife of the Chief of Presidential Protocol and Presidential Advisor of for Foreign Affairs of the Marcos administration.
Wow. Hello,
And she's
madam.
currently watching us.
Hello,
Hello,
madam.
Catherine. How are you? Happy viewing. And of course, we are with GENE FLORES. Okay, GENE, among the songs, the genres that you have been performing, which of this genre are you most? I would say you are more. I would say adept, or you're more inclined to that you have you enjoy doing more.
I when I do shows, what really tickled the audience is what I really, kahit sabi mo the most corniest song, if it's OPM, if it's back in the 70s or 80s songs, the more important thing is to make the people happy. When they leave your show with a smile, with a big smile on their face, with a light feeling. So that's why I'm so in love with OPM, because you know yeah, my cream of the crop of my market is Filipino. Because when I travel with, with artists, different states, different country, Filipino market talaga eh. Kasi that's
Right.
the target eh. So give them the most corniest OPM song, and they'll be happy. So it's not about genre. It's about what your audience will take away from you as an entertainer, di ba?
Yeah.
Meaning that when they leave your show, they will remember you because I sang this old, disco medley of the 80s, the VST medley, or the Haji Alejandro medley, or the Rico Puno medley. But it's a package of everything.
Right. And
And
those non-Filipino viewers and listeners, when Gene would say OPM, it's not because the jargon in the States,
oh
if you
yeah,
say
yeah.
OPM, it's
Sorry,
other
yeah.
people's money.
Yeah.
No, it's not po. It's original Filipino music.
It's original
When,
Filipino
when,
music.
when we try to capture, because a lot of you guys there's some shows we've done in the past, and people would use jargon that's common to our culture, and then they would email me and said, can you explain what those jargons are? So
Exactly.
OPM po, it's not other people's money, but it's
That's a
original
good one. I like that one.
Filipino music.
Original
So
Filipino.
and we will share with you some of the social media outlets of Gene, so
And
you
and
could follow, and he has a good collection of those songs
and
there
then
that
and the
you
genre
could do
really
a
is.
playlist of that songs. So
I'd rather sing the Filipino music than what we hear in the radio, because when you go to a concert, why copy all this, like,
yeah,
mainstream
true,
artists? I mean, share whatever you have, your culture, and make the most
true.
of it.
Now let's say hello to Collado Jasmine. Hello, Jean, she said.
Hi, Jazz.
Yeah,
We
so
have
she's
so many
watching. Happy
we have so
viewing to
many
you.
viewing.
Still hang on, because there's more revelation we're gonna know from Gene. We have some questions, and Gene, all these questions that I'm throwing at him, it is all fresh. Nobody got
I
any
know.
question
I'm
ahead
like
of time.
I'm like
So Gene, so we know already you had a little formal lesson. We already know that Gene Flores is your Flores is your mom's maiden name. Those are, and then of course you migrated to San Francisco, moved to Arizona. Gene, of all the songs that you have performed, if I ask you today, do you have a particular song that's your favorite?
I have quite a few, but the song that I really will stick in my mind always is I don't know if you know the song called "You" by Basil Valdez.
The what now? Sorry.
You,
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that was my first winning singing competition song when I
Really?
competed in the Philippines back then. Oh, so that song, it's always memorable with me. I mean,
It's a smile, your favorite.
yeah.
Yeah. That
And
was so
I was trying to
cool.
find my music because I have a new version of that song, and I couldn't find because I I I know I rearranged my file, and I think I hope I didn't erase it.
And those watching us and listening to us, a lot of times when I have a guest who are singers, I would normally ask who are
The
the people you
influence,
would like to be performing with.
yeah.
Gene is a different personality, simply because he practically had performed with all these famous singers that we have in the showbiz world. Lea Salonga, David. I mean, it's futile to ask. Do you have any other artists that you want to collaborate with that you have not sang with or be in the stage with?
Well, I mean, there's so many. I mean, there's so many
Because when I
here in the
went through your
Philippines.
bio, you practically
Especially in the Philippines.
have
I
a
mean,
good
there's
list.
a lot of good performers, especially the new ones. I mean, the younger ones. I mean, my God, they're like bakulaws. Their voice are like monsters. Like how can you perform with those, voice? I mean, these kids are like born with a microphone in their hand. But I mean, it's always, of course, an opportunity. I'm open for any opportunity. And syempre, in this business naman, you know, wala namang, I mean, always humble, because when you work with this professional artists, I mean, you learn from them also. So I take it as a learning experience for the experience, for the opportunity. And yeah, I mean, I'm open with anybody. I mean, syempre, it's also a job, so
Yeah.
syempre, I mean, there's so many artists in the Philippines. Here in the US, it's very hard, as we know, it's very hard to break in the mainstream. So
And
hanggang
if
pangarap ka
those
lang dito sa
people who
US.
are not familiar with Gene, because Gene is based in
In
Arizona,
the
Gene is a one man show.
one man show.
Meaning, it's a, let me repeat that. He is a one stop man show. I mean, he
Jack of all
hosts,
trade.
he sings, he dances, he plays jokes. So, and he can travel, by the way, you guys. So anybody in different states that you want a fresh blood, fresh face, that who could do everything. He's like the talent rolled into one. He's like a lumpia. He's like a burrito. Everything is there. So you could always connect with Gene, and Gene, you just fly him in and out, and just take care of him. And of course, you could go direct to him, and definitely he's all worth the talent fee, because he's all that rolled into one. That's why I call it Salumpia.
Jack of all trade,
Jack of all trade, master of a lot of things.
Or Boy Scout, laging handa.
Laging ganda. Okay, we're going deeper. The next part naman, we're gonna talk about his involvement with pageantry, because he has a lot of things to share with you, insights, maybe some tips, especially those up and coming beauty queens and beauty kings or pageants. And that's our third part of our show. So we'll cut it first to a very special number from Gene. Go ahead, Gene. I'll give you the floor. Give us an intro of this song and what is its significance to you, because you already you did also ang lahat na ito'y para sa iyo earlier.
Yes.
For your first number. What's your second number for us today?
All right. So the second number, this is one of my very favorite songs as well. It's originally sung by Mr. Rico Puno, the late Rico Puno. It's entitled "Together Forever."
Yeah.
Just the title itself. I mean, you'll fall in love with it, because it's forever. I mean, and it goes like this.
And then before you do that, if you look at his Facebook page that we'll share with you later, Gene went to Rico J. Puno's funeral.
Yes, yes. So that's one of the memorable thing also, that we also did a show at the Music Museum to give him a tribute. So I'm part of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that earlier.
That's why I'm so in love with this song. It goes like this. My love, wherever you will always be my only love. Wherever you will always be my lasting love. I promise you, always be. I forgot the words already. My love, wherever you will always be my only love. Wherever you will be my everlasting love. I promise you, always be. You and I will never say goodbye, never even wonder why. You and I would always be together, forever. You and I will never say goodbye, we'll never even wonder why. You and I would always be together wherever, my love. I gotta get emotional when I sing this song. My love, wherever you will always be my only love. Wherever you will always be my lasting love. I promise you, always be. You and I will never say goodbye. We'll never even wonder why. You and I would always be together forever. You and I will never say goodbye. We'll never even wonder why. You and I would always be together wherever, my love.
Wow.
Oh my
You
God.
know, that's one of Rico, because when you talk about Rico Puno, it's always Kasilyong Buhangin,
Yes.
you know,
May bukas
this
pa.
May Bukas Pa, Lupa.
Lupa. Yes.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the. So what are you? Because I saw videos and your pictures on the funeral. Were you close to Rico?
No, it was just you know, I met him from the shows before,
Yeah,
because who would have Rico Puno is like very such
very
respected
iconic,
person. I mean, iconic. And
legendary.
growing up, I mean, my God, I used to like, learn this song, My Bukas Pa,
Yeah.
Lupa, you know, I was a small child, and then to meet him in person, it's like,
So surreal, di ba? Bigger than
yeah,
life. Yeah, I met him too.
and then yeah, it's so strange with this job where growing up in the Philippines, you see this, I'm not gonna name who's who because I'm sure they'll kill me when I say how old they are, but it's so humbling to meet this,
and
pioneer,
he and the good
iconic,
thing with Mr. Puno with Rico, he he's just amazing person.
amazing.
He was
Like,
an amazing person. No star
no,
complex,
it's
not a prima donna or
Rico
whatever.
is
He's just,
pure,
you know, it's
pure. I
pure.
mean,
Yeah, and it of course he popularized the wearing shoes without socks.
correct.
Di
Yeah,
ba?
the
Namamasyal pa
long
sa
hair,
luneta na walang pera.
what do you call that? Yun yung pants niya, di ba? Yung bell bottoms, di ba?
Yeah,
Snug
the
shoes, di
baton.
ba?
Yeah. Well, now this is the part that a lot of people are so excited about, and I'll read some of Gene's involvement with pageantry, and buckle down, you
Oh
guys.
my
And here
God.
we go. Well, first and foremost, he is a title holder too, because Gene won before. Oh my God, he won as Mr. California, right, Gene?
Back in 92.
I'm not about to say. I was not gonna say your year, the year you
It's
won.
okay.
Okay. So, but see, he, well, aside from that, we'll just concentrate on the things that he had done. He's a national director of so many
Yes.
competition, namely, okay, ito na, dami-dami kasi. O Gene, yung pinaka-latest mong achievement na national director ka, start
Okay.
with male first.
Okay, so I was recently got appointed to be the national director for the Mr. Tourism, Mr. Universe Tourism.
Yeah.
It's gonna be next year, March 2023, in Bali, Indonesia. Is gonna be the world finals is. So it'll be my first year. So I'm very excited because I've never really thought of handling a male pageant. So,
Yes.
I competed before back in the 90s, but that time is so different. But guys are more hard to manage compared to the girls. So I'm really looking forward because this is going to be a different breed, different different
Well,
arena
as they said,
of
it's always
managing,
the
or
first. There's
yeah,
always
of
a first. Okay,
handling
here are
male
the things that
agendas.
he is. Oh, that he I already mentioned. He's the former Mr. California, Mr. Asia International Talent in
1994,
1994.
94, yeah.
He's the founder and executive director for Miss Asia Arizona pageant, the U.S. National Director for and Miss Global Beauty
The Miss Globe,
pageant in
the Miss Globe,
Albania,
in
Miss
Albania, intercontinental.
Intercontinental in Panama, Miss Teen World Bolivia, Miss Aura International Turkey, Mrs. Noble Queen of the Universe pageant, which is Philippines, and I know a good friend of mine won that, Patricia Javier.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes, and then
Actually, I'm a former for that, so
yes,
yeah, so
yeah,
um,
and then the accredited international director for official Mutianang Pilipinas
correct.
for the Miss Philippines Pageant Inc., the oldest running, of course, it is the oldest running prestigious beauty pageant in the Philippines. And then there's the Netherlands and, well, Philippines, USA, Middle East, Netherlands, and Denmark.
Right, for
He's the
the
national US director and the official Miss Tourism Queen Worldwide International, World Pageant, and Board of Directors for the Universal Fashion Week organization headed by Al Gamel of the Miss Arab International, and so on and so forth. Now, Jean, my question to you, with all these beautiful ladies, how do you manage your schedule?
it's a
It's
full-time
like
job.
it seems like a
That's
full-time
why
job.
I can only take so much of it. So I really just right now I'm mainly focused on the international level. So Philippine pageantry where I handled Mutia. So since I was a Mutia director since 2010, so the last Mutia that I did was 2019 before pandemic. So now they're coming back. So I I realized that I couldn't handle the job anymore. So I'm mainly focused on the Miss Globe pageant in
Huh?
Albania, the Miss Intercontinental in Egypt, Miss Aura International in Turkey, the Miss Teen World International in the Miss Teen World in Bolivia, and Mr. Universe Tourism. So for now, I only have five.
Oh my God. Plus your corporate shows, your private
Yes, so the
shows,
event.
plus your
So
events, your
it's a juggle,
concerts.
and as you know, pageantry is also a seasonal. So the good thing about this pageant, they kind of happen at the same time. So I'm gearing up myself for Albania. I'm supposed to be in Egypt as well for the Miss Intercontinental, and Turkey is already happening right now for the Miss Hour. So bahala na si Batman.
Now, my question is, how did you get involved? What I know you won Mr. California, so and of course that's a male pageantry. But what about this people? How did that come about? Because I know we have a lot of viewers who would like to imitate or emulate you. What was the entry point of that? Is that
Well,
something that fell in your hands?
what really helped me is from my experience from being in a pageant. Of course, if I did not compete or if I did not join, I would never been here today. Not only because I'm an entertainer, also because of the experience. Through word of mouth, actually, they call me. I mean, they ask me if I want to be a director. Some I have to apply, but majority of them because of my credential, because of my experience,
Been there, done
um,
that, yeah.
if there's an openings position for the national director, they'll offer, they'll knock at my door and say, hey, we have an opening. Would you be interested? Would you be willing to, you know, you go through the interview process, you go through showing your credential, your resume, your background, and of course, what really helped is being in the performing arts.
Yeah,
They see me
true.
as a person out there. It's all about passion, because when you're a mentor, when you're a director, you help somebody to become a better person. I mean, that's really the main job of being a director. And of course, your main job also is to protect your delegate. It's like, the way I look at it is, competing in a international pageant is like joining an Olympic.
Yeah, true.
You're out there to represent your country. It happened that I am a USA national director. So of course we represent our beautiful country, United States. You go to the host country, and it's like Olympic. It's a competition. So you either handpick the quality representative, or you stage a pageant, and then you choose the winner, and then you groom them, you prep them mentally, physically, everything. So by the time they get to day one of the pageant duration, the pageant program, they're ready. Of course, they're also there to embrace whatever experience, or capture whatever you know positive opportunities they have. But then at the end of the day, it's a competition. So we're there
True.
to compete. We're there to bring the title home. So it can be really stressful.
I agree.
A lot of people think it's a very glamorous job. Actually, it's not.
I know
you
it
know,
seems like it, but like what you said, you're passionate about it. That's why you're involved. Before
yes.
we continue, let's say a shout out to Rosana Milar Barrera. She is watching us from Doha,
Hi, Rosanna.
Qatar, and she is a very good singer. I mean, what? Well, she guested in one of the shows of another friend of ours in PHLV Radio, and Rosanna can really sing too. And hopefully, one of these days we'll guest her as well here in I
Yeah,
have
I
two
mean,
shows, and she can sing really really well too,
wow.
and she does FB Live as well. So Rosanna,
Rosanna, invite us
happy
to
viewing, and she's watching us from Middle East.
yeah, invite me and Josh to do a show there in your neighborhood.
Now, Gene, what are the frustrations, okay, of being a national director? What are the challenges to begin with?
Well, I mean, the main thing about, I mean, being a national director is a very, very, I mean, stressful job, because not only you have to find a sponsors for the girls, you have to, arrange everything from the time she is appointed, or the time that she become the title holder. You have to pretty much arrange from A to Z until her competition is finished. I mean, and that doesn't mean that when her competition is finished, I mean, she has 1 year to fulfill her obligation. So you have to monitor her events. You have to monitor if she has doing her job a lot. I mean, it's like babysitting. I mean, the frustrating part of it is when the girl is not doing her job, as a as your representative of your organization. It's frustrating because you feel that you're not doing your job, because it's like, babysitting, putting in your arm as a cradle. I mean, it can be really challenging sometimes because everybody's different. I mean,
True.
an 18-year-old girl doesn't mean that she's not capable of everything. I mean, an 18-year-old girl can be very mature, can do everything, versus a 25-year-old, woman, who is very experienced and seasoned and mature. But in other words, because she's already seasoned, sometimes they're not doing their job because they've been there, they've done it. So they just wanted to compete and win the title. And a lot of this seasoned girl, it's their job also. So they move around, they go around to compete. So the frustration part is sometimes is, when your peers are not a teamwork, because it's a teamwork. It's a team. You have to be teamwork in this kind of job, because the main thing is, you go to compete, I mean, and you want to bring the title home, because
True.
that's the idea, because it gives you, a better credibility if you have winning candidates also. So it's not just sending somebody and then that's it. We'll see you next year and bye. No, no, you have to. It's a job for them. You have to give them the opportunity to grow, to become a better person, to be empowered. So So, sometimes when they're not doing their job, that's really my main,
The frustration.
frustration. And sometimes, um, they realize that it's not for them also, so you have to push them. You have to, like, especially the new one, the younger
That's
generation.
that's where the mentorship comes in, right?
Exactly.
And the coaching.
Exactly. And not everybody can grasp right away. So frustration is, how will this person learn it, you know, right away?
Pick it up.
Yeah.
Now, special shout out to Juliet Marcos watching us from
Hi,
Banay
Juliet.
Banay, Laguna. Hi, Juliet. Now, Gene, I have a controversial question for
Okay.
you. The a lot of people are talking about the Miss Universe, that they will allow now people, uh, ladies who are married,
Mm-hmm.
as well as who have children.
Mm-hmm.
What, being a national director of so many pageants, what's your take on that?
Well, I always believe in the traditional
Mhm.
pageant system. When you say married, when you say, we have this certain criteria age of from 18 to 20. It used to be 26, now it's
Yeah,
28. Some
yeah,
are 29, some are 32. So now they're extending the age range. For me, each pageant system have their own ways, so every pageant should be different, but allowing somebody who's married, somebody who has had, children,
yes,
or I think they should have their own platform. They should have their own pageant system. Same thing as those transsexual, from male to female. They should have their own platform.
true.
Because for me, as a traditional national director, it's really unfair for a real, you know, born 100%
Naturally born
naturally
female.
born female, or single, non-married, non-divorced, no children. I mean, and then you're going to compete with those people who are experienced, who are in a different level. So I think every pageant should have their own system. So I think I will not agree on that, but I think Miss Universe is doing that because they're trying different, I guess, from the business perspective, maybe of gaining more sponsorship, or maybe gaining more endorsement. We don't know, because they have a new, person in charge as well. So,
Right.
but I always believe that change is good, but every pageant should have their own
That's
system.
why the other school of thought was saying then it should not be Miss anymore. Because
Exactly.
Miss means you're single.
Because there is a difference also when you say title. When you
Yeah,
say Miss as MISS,
yeah,
that means you're certain age criteria,
right.
single, 100% female. And then when you say MS, which is that's a different category also. That
Correct.
could be from 18 to, let's say, 55, who are single, married before, have children, or it could be, or Mrs. who is happily married, not divorced, or married before.
Right.
So I mean, I've been to a pageant where I have to judge. Um, they call themselves as MISS, but come to find out that some of these girls have already, like, single mom. Like, how can you say you're Miss? So, but again, you can't argue with the pageant owner,
Right.
because it's their pageant system. So every
Yeah.
pageant have their own system, and it's the rules, it's the regulations. So you just have to follow. And if Miss Universe wants to do that, hey,
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of controversy and a lot of discussion going on with that. Now, Gene, another kind of controversial as well is about the enhancement, because I had a meeting with Gloria Diaz when she
uh-huh.
was here in LA,
Mhm.
and we were in briefly talking about the beauty, how they judge beauty pageant way back in her years, and as it progressed. But now it seems like, quote unquote, not necessarily Miss Gloria Diaz, but a lot of pageant, beautiful beauty gurus are saying it's more like, not all, but it seems like it's a competition of cosmetic surgery. Who is the better doctor? What's your
Well,
take on that?
I mean, in the international arena pageant, um, I've been noticing, I mean, this is my personal opinion, okay? I've been noticing that a lot of them are, I would say 80% of them are all enhanced.
Enhance.
But I have no problem with it as long as it's not extreme, as long as it's gonna help them to become more better, on their outer appearance. Wala akong problema doon kasi it's ano it helps you to boost your personality, your self-esteem, to become a better person. But it's different when you have extreme, di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
you notice naman the other girls pag sobrang lips naman, sometimes it's too much. So they should have some limitation kasi not only they're binabash sila, but also I think it's common sense kasi other pageants, especially with the technology nowadays, majority of the pictures that they post, are enhanced. Majority of the pictures they post are all Photoshop, di ba?
Yes.
So and then the strange part of it is, this is my personal experience now, in my opinion. When you see the girl in real life, they don't even look like that. And it happens all the time. Kaya, my God, sabi ko nga, nasusobrahan kasi the power of, social media, yung kung ano yung trend, that's why when people ask me, a lot of the vloggers, they pick their top 10, how can you pick somebody through their picture, tapos gagawin ng top 10, top 5, magki-create ka ng, you cannot. I mean, based on that picture, I mean, that picture is like 150% edited.
Yeah. That's
How
why
can you?
remember when there's so many platforms or
Yeah,
websites that
yeah,
this and that. We're not gonna name them so we don't get in trouble. But it's
exactly.
so weird that they have their forecast, fearless
Exactly. It's like,
forecast,
how can
and
you
they have not even seen the performance
exactly, based on that one picture,
based on
for
the
me,
picture.
natatawa lang ako, Josh, kasi in my experience, kasi I see the backside of the pageant. I see the real world of pageantry behind the scene. I mean, these girls, from the day they arrive, the host country, they work hard. I mean, talagang sinasala na talaga sila from day one hanggang after coronation, ay talagang pukpukan talaga yan. Kasi they make the best of it. Pero you will see the girls when they wake up in the morning, makikita mo sa breakfast room, when you go tour with these girls, they don't even look like that. I mean, they don't. I mean,
It's the power and the magic of makeup.
exactly. And then, especially when you get to talk to them one-on-one, tapos makikita mo dun sa forecast nila, ito si girl masyadong matalino, bakit wala siya dun sa top 10, di ba? It's so unfair, di ba?
Yeah.
So they use them for statistic. In other words, based on what you can see in the picture, I mean, syempre, it's not fair naman sa mga ibang kandidata na, maybe they're all natural looking, but then they're also beautiful, di ba? So it's really hard to say. That's why when people ask me, who's your bet, who's your favorite, until I see them on stage, until I see them perform, then I will be a judge. Kasi,
Right.
but based from somebody's picture,
Yeah.
now if you
Because
ask
I agree
me,
with you because those are Photoshop,
yeah,
enhance, and the beautiful thing about makeup. And yeah,
the funny part of it, Josh, is if you ask me, sino yung pinaka most edited picture, then I can answer. Kasi that's how it is, eh. I mean, in the pageant world, my God, it's super edited. Tapos, super slim ang arm.
I
Tapos,
know.
super, ano.
It's
Tapos, pag nakita mo sa totoong buhay, hindi naman pala ganun. So, madi-disappoint ka lang. I mean, there are of that na talagang, one of the perks being a national director is you get to know the girls behind the scene, and talagang makikilala mo talaga eh. Kasi it's not just about the outside beauty eh. And I believe in that. Kasi competing in a pageant is not just about the outer, but of course it helps. Kasi especially in the Philippines, they're so, they always look at the outer look, but then of course it's the substance. It's what's the brain, the overall performance, and based on that picture, she cannot be a winner. Come on.
correct. Now, before we continue, I know there's a lot of people texting me about questions on pageantry, but we're gonna cut it for your next song to give you kind of break. 'Cause I know heated on the questions that I'm going to be asking you. Very controversial question on pageantry,
Okay.
and I know you. Yeah, would like to pick your brain on that. So for our audience and for our listeners and viewers, I'm giving the floor again to Gene Flores for his third performance for
My
tonight.
third. Oh my God. You're making me work tonight, Josh. Okay. So why did I pick this song? The title of this song is called This Is the Moment.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
Dr.
so
Jekyll, Mr. Hyde
yes,
of
yes.
the
And it's
very
one of my
famous Broadway
very
song.
favorite. I know I might be up tonight about this song, pero we'll try the very best. The reason why I picked this song is because whenever I serenade beauty pageant, because sometimes I get to ask to serenade, in the coronation night, I always sing this song. This is the moment because the title itself will just give you
And
the
Gene, it's always well known to be a very difficult song. So that's why a lot of people they use that as their competition
really
piece.
no
Yeah.
I during my competition song I never really sing this song pa eh. I mean of course later on na naging popular to eh. But I always sing this in a pageant. Talagang
Okay.
always sa coronation, sa final serenade, song. So
And
I
it's so true because that is their moment.
Mhm.
Yeah. So without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you Gene Flores.
Once again. All right, let's try this. Hi guys. This is the moment. This is the day when I send all my doubts and demons all the way. Every endeavor I have made ever, it's coming into play. It's just here and now. This is the moment. This is the time. And the moments are in right. Give me this moment, this precious chance. Gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming and screaming become one. This is the day. Let it sparkle and shine. When all I've lived for becomes mine. For all the years phase away alone. And now the time has come to prove to them I made it on my own. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, I never reckoned second best. I won't look down, I must not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all. This is the moment, the hem of the earth. This day I'll never sit forever with my God. When I look back, I would always recall moment for moment. This was the moment, the greatest moment of them all. Wow. Them all.
Wow, that's at
Oh
this
my
hour,
God.
huh? At this hour
You
after doing two other
made
songs.
me work
Yeah,
tonight.
but that is a beautiful song.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
I just
it's
want to shout out to Vivora, Vivora. Vivora, our friend, is watching.
hi,
Hi,
hello,
Viv. We
hello,
miss
happy.
you.
Now going back to pageantry, what's your take on? Uh, Remember we talk about the enhancement. How about the not non naturally, because like the transgender, you kind of briefly mentioned about it, that they, of course, Miss Spain during 2018, that was the first time that a transgender
Yes.
was able to win, and then of course most recently a Filipina American won Miss
Cataluna, yeah.
Arizona,
Yes. No, actually, Miss Las
Las
Vegas,
Vegas, yeah, and then
Miss
she
Nevada.
Nevada, sorry, Nevada, and she competed for Miss USA. On all, being a national director, is that something that you would encourage?
Actually, I really respect all the the LGBTQ community, the trans. They're so talented. They're so amazing. Again, it's in the pageant system. I mean, why not? I mean, they're God's creation. I mean, they're if the organization, if the pageant system allows them, sure. But also, I also believe that they should also have their own platform. And there are very, very prestigious world pageant, international pageant for trans,
Yeah,
for
that's the one in Thailand, right?
right. And
The
not only
international
that,
queen.
I mean, there are others, prestigious international, beauty pageant for that platform,
Yeah,
and it's actually Miss Spain, Cataluna. I mean, they're not the first. I mean, they have from the past. They've also had before, but it's just now that they're becoming more open about it. Um, I have no problem with it. I think they should, but on the other hand, they should have their own, because again, it's a different level of competition when you compete with that level, because a lot of this trans women are they're very competitive. They've been
of
around.
course. Yeah,
They create their own presentation. So I would be afraid to compete with them, but I have no problem with it. I think I would encourage them. I mean, why not? But again, it really depends on the organization. If they allow them, I mean, it's their own pageant system. Why not?
yeah,
But on the other hand, I also believe that they should have their own, and they should promote their own platform, because the one in Thailand, wow, that's a beautiful pageant system as well. I mean, and they do a good job. And I think they're becoming bigger as well, because in the past, they were having some struggle because nobody's recognizing them. It's just now that they're being recognized, and
right.
they're becoming more open about the for the competition, and especially, I mean, a lot of these competitors are just amazing. You cannot,
Yeah,
I mean, how can you compete with those people? They're
yeah. Now, Gene, one of the other thing that people would always ask, especially in pageantry, are these beauty pageant still relevant today? Would you, as
absolutely.
a national director, I want to pick your brain on that, because a lot of course, there's several school of thoughts on that. But some think that it's an exploitation of women or of men, or sometimes they said it's not as relevant now. As a national director of so many beauty pageant or beauty pageantry, what's your take on that as a national director? Do you think it's still relevant in this day?
It is. I mean, and I believe, I mean, when you say pageant, I mean, it can be really cliquish, you know. I mean, especially in the American culture, it's not as big as, of course, the Philippines or Thailand or Asia, because in Asia, in the Philippines especially, they sleep, they eat, they breathe with pageantry. That's why a lot of these girls from the Philippines are all recognized, because they have so much support system compared to the US platform. We're more geared of sports,
Yes.
football, baseball. But beauty pageant in the US is very, very small, small percentage, where in Asia is different. So, of course, I mean, it's still relevant because it helps the individual to become a better person. It can be used as their platform to not only empower themselves, to better themselves, to make themselves a better individual, not just because of beauty, or there's so many alleys, there's so many different ways that you can be when you become a title holder. An example that I'm so proud of, when I first moved into Arizona, when I established the Miss Asia Arizona, I could go back, all the girls that I've helped, and I mean, compared today, they're like the news anchor of CBS. They're like, when you go, when the thing that will surprise me is, like, when I travel, how the airline, you have this in-flight magazine.
Yes.
When you see her in the cover of the magazine, surprisingly, I mean, that happened to me like 3 times, and these are the girls who are like 17 years old, 18 years old, that joined my pageant here in Arizona. That was crying. An example of that is, our reigning Miss Globe right now, Maureen Montaigne, from
Yes.
so Maureen started with me. I mean, I don't want to take credit, but when she first joined Miss Asia Arizona, she wanted to quit. Can you imagine if I allow her to quit?
Oh,
Where would
wow.
she be today? So yeah, so little things like that. I mean, an example of that again is my girl from India. She was so shy. She's very timid. She graduated political science journalism in ASU, Arizona State University, with Walter Conkright program. Now she's a news anchor with CBS in Texas.
Wow.
So those are the little things. I mean, you go to United Flight, and then when you open the magazine of the in-flight magazine, you see your 2003 Miss Asia Arizona in the cover of that magazine. I mean, who would imagine, So it gives me that pride and joy. So I think it's very relevant, because why not use it as your platform? Why not use it as your stepping stone? I mean, if I didn't join the Mr. Pageant back in the 90s, I would never been here today. I would not been here today. It's funny because, Josh, when I asked my dad, sabi ko, gusto ko mag-join ng ng pageant. Sabi niya, anong pageant? Yung kalokohan na yan, at that time. Sabi niya, nasisiraan ka na ba na ulo? Ano ng mga kalokohan yan? Gagastos ka na ng pageant na yan. you know, I was 18 years old at that time. What would I know? I mean, it helped me to become a better person. It helped me to boost my self-esteem. It helped me to, although I'm a performer by then already, but it helped me to open more doors for me. It enlarged my network, my friendship, everywhere. So I mean, it gives you the platform of becoming a better person. Yeah, I mean, use it as your stepping stone. Because I tell my girls, when she apply for the pageant, sabi ko, what are you taking right now? Anong course mo? Oh, I'm business management. Why do you want to become business management or nursing? I mean, I could see you a news anchor 3 years from now. Why not switch your course and use this, experience or your title as your platform? Yeah. So everybody's different. I mean, my former Miss Globe, Nina Ancheta, she's gonna become a lawyer. So that's her path. So she wanted to become a lawyer. So now she's pursuing her becoming a lawyer. So
Wow.
everybody's different. I mean, you can be anybody. I mean, so to answer your question, it's very, very relevant because it can be used as your platform. It can be used as your stepping stone. It can be used as your power tool to become a better person.
Well, thank you for that. Jean, I already got text here that they are interested of how to apply to you. Uh, so what are your contact information? Let's go with your social
Yeah,
media
so social
account.
media is a Gene Flores,
That's G G
G E N E, uh-huh,
Gene Flores.
Gene, right? And then Flores, Flores.
Okay,
That's
now
the
Gene, on
Facebook.
Facebook though you have two accounts. Are
Right.
those both
So
active?
yeah, both are active. Yeah, both
Okay.
are active. And then IG, Gene Flores sings.
Okay, for
So you just add
IG,
sings,
Gene
sings,
cover
yeah.
sings,
Gene
and then you
Flores
have
sings. Instagram
Instagram,
also.
yeah.
And
And
also
then
I
you
have a
have
TikTok.
no TikTok.
No, I do have TikTok.
And what's your handle on TikTok?
It's just for fun.
Oh, okay.
I'm
How
just
about YouTube? YouTube, you do have.
I do have YouTube also.
Yeah.
So right now I'm trying to revamp and reorganize my YouTube channel. Um, it's really, as I said earlier, it's so hard to think of a content, to to video yourself, to production,
Yeah.
to edit. So it's a full-time job. But it's all for fun. I think it really helps to enlarge your network.
Now, Gene, of course, with the pandemic still luring, it's still around here. So, how do if a girl or a guy wants to be under your to be one of your protege? How do they come about? Do they email you with their
Yeah,
headshot?
I mean,
What's the
just
process?
shoot me a message. Shoot me a message or send me a PM or social media or email me. My email. It's very simple. I don't know if we're allowed, but just PM me on my social media, and we can talk. I mean, definitely we can always do the assessment. Why not? If and this is how I look at it, Josh. It's not my decision. So when somebody approach me, it's gotta be their. I only feel my guts. I will give you my best advice, but it has to be you. It has to come from you. It's your decision. Because if you want to do it, then if you're ready to go through the process, it's a lot of learning. There's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of challenges. But at the end of the day, it's about you. So it's a good learning experience. It's a good learning.
Gene, follow-up question: do they have to live in Arizona
Not
to be
necessarily.
under you?
No, not necessarily. I mean, even if I don't handle or manage, I mean, we always have the referral system. I could always refer you to, maybe, who knows, maybe in the Philippines or maybe in the Middle East or Europe.
Oh,
So,
here, Rashid Ali said, which country? Rashid, what do you mean? Which country? Or can you represent anybody in the world?
well, I mainly cover United States for now.
The
But
50 states.
definitely there is always a network. We have a network of the directors or associates. So I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm Google because they always ask me, Gene, do you have this? Gene, do you have that? Because sometimes they're very specific, not just in pageantry. Sometimes I also concept or direct fashion show. So I mean, I'm always open for talents, and it's always good to have reference. It's always good to have fresh faces. I mean,
Yeah, of
in this
course.
in this industry, it's always good to have new faces because that's what they look for.
So, Jin, what you're saying is if the if someone is interested but they're outside of the country and they still get hold of you, you could always use your network because
Absolutely,
if it's outside of
absolutely,
your jurisdiction, you could always refer to them who you trust, right?
exactly. And I
I
mean,
think Rashid Ali. Hopefully, we answered your question.
and in this business, one thing that they have to realize is be careful. I mean, there's a lot of
Yes.
fake scam, a lot of wannabe direct. I mean, it takes credentials. It takes a lot of experience to be a national director. And people think that a lot of people still. I mean, again, sometimes being in a pageant, it could be cliche. People think that pageant is very cliche. People say that, oh yeah, they just bought the title. No, there's no such thing as buying titles. Title is earned. Even if they're appointed, that means they have to go through the process. That means they have to go through the screening. That means they have to go through that. And for me, I mean, I take pride of what I do. I mean, if I were to handpick somebody, I will handpick somebody that's very, very, very well represented to represent our country and our organization. Because at the end of the day, if that person messed up, it's going to be my thumbprint. So
Now, Gene, would you say that just by looking at their picture, their profile, you would kind of know what competition you should recommend it to?
but
And then, if that's the case, how do you decline? Because of course, some people, especially the mothers, and
correct.
that's common to our culture, that
Right.
everybody's
Well,
beautiful.
majority of my when I screen, I go with my guts. I will never approach somebody if I feel that that person is not qualified. I mean, not because of but of course it has to be somebody who is pre-qualified, and somebody who has potential, somebody who's willing, somebody who is it's about commitment.
Yeah.
Because when you accept this title, when you are appointed and if you compete, you have to be committed. You have to have 101% of your heart with it, because otherwise it's not going to work. I'm just here to push that person, to bring the best of that person, the very best of that person, to bring out the best of that person, and to make it happen for that person. Because at the end of the day, it's you, it's the contestant, it's the delegate, you know
Yeah.
but I'm here
Follow-up
to help.
question. You keep mentioning hard work. What is the time frame for this hard work? Is it a year, months?
It can be forever. It's a never ending process. Even if you're a seasoned pageant person, you still
Uh-huh.
have to go train, you still have to practice your walk, you still have to practice your exercise, you still have to be healthy, you still have to be mentally ready, you still have to be. So it's a never ending process. And you see a lot of these girls, when they get trained, when they train, it's just part of that. What you see is, when they get to the competition, from the day one they get to the host country, they have to work. You know, this photo shoot, this meet and greet, this courtesy call, this interview, this appearances, this sponsors, visit. So it's a full, normally 20-day competition. From day one until coronation night, everybody's busy. So there's no dead time. No, especially as the coronation night gets closer, they have to do the rehearsal, they have to be trained, they have to. Oh, it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I really commend somebody who has the tenacity, because at the end of the day, it's all about mindset. It's all about your mind frame, because when you're in the competition, when you arrive to the host country, you have to reserve your energy, because if you do your full blast energy, you'll be exhausted at the end. Normally you don't finish your day until maybe like 12 midnight every day, and then you have to get up early at 4 o'clock for a call time and then photo shoot. So yeah, it's a never ending process,
Okay,
and
before we
hopefully.
continue, shout out to Alexander Francisco. Sabi niya, hi Sir Josh and Sir Gene, pa-shout out po.
Shout out, hi, kamusta?
Okay, before we go to the last part of our interview of getting personal and
Getting
close with
personal.
Gene Flores, we will ask him to do his last number for us. This is his fourth number for us. We're
My
really
phone
like
number.
what he said. We're making him work.
No, actually, it's funny because if I were to do a last song, I wanted to do this very special song, but I have to, I guess, if you don't mind, let me just re-pull my music here.
Yeah, while you're looking, just to let you guys know, hang on because the last portion we have the surprise for Gene. At the same time, will be asking for fearless forecast. We'll put him on the spot, being a national director.
Fearless forecast. Wow, fearless forecast. Wow. Okay. So let me just
So you're watching. Our special guest is Gene Flores, who is a master of everything, and he's the jack
master
of all
jack
trade,
jack of all trade.
and he represents so many competition, national, international pageants. Now he's doing male pageant too, especially for next year.
Yeah. So
So
if you
that'll
guys
be
know anybody,
interesting.
yeah, we're gonna be doing casting call for the Tourism Universe
Yeah,
for
Mr.
USA.
Tourism Universe, and he is the national director for that beginning next year. So there'll be a big announcement on that. Dams, or Ernie is watching as well from the Philippines. Hi, Ernie. Yeah, Gene is still
Okay.
looking for his
Yeah,
piece.
I'm looking for my. Okay, I think I found it here. So bear with me here, guys. Okay, so I think I found it.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're giving you the floor to Gene, and he's going to tell us why
So
he chose this
this
song
is the this
as
is
his
the
last number before
this
we go to his fearless forecast.
this is a very surprise song, kasi as we know, we are already in September.
I know. Can you believe
I
that?
know. And traditionally, I chose this song because um, people are gearing up for Christmas
Oh my God,
in
that
the
was so
Philippines.
nice. I know, and I know for people who are not Filipinos or non-Filipinos, please, you got to understand for Filipinos, once it
Diba?
hits
So,
September, it's already
Pasko na
Christmas season with Christmas tree.
naman, ngunit wala ka pa. Hanggang kailan kaya ko maghihintay sa'yo? Bakit ba naman kailangan lumisan ka? Ang tanging hangad ko lang ay makapiling ka. Sana ngayong Pasko ay maalala mo pa rin ako. Nahanap-hanap pag-ibig mo. At kahit wala ka na, nangangarap at umaasa pa rin ako. Tuwing makita at makasama ka sa araw ng Pasko. Merry Christmas, Josh! Diba? Pasko na naman, ngunit wala ka pa. Hanggang kailan kaya ko maghihintay sa'yo? Bakit ba naman kailangan lumisan ka? Ang tanging hangad ko ay makapiling ka. Sana ngayong Pasko ay maalala mo pa rin ako. Hinahanap-hanap pag-ibig mo. At kahit wala ka na, mangangarap at umaasa pa rin ako. Muling makita ka at makasama ka sa araw ng Pasko. Oh, oh, oh. Sana ngayong Pasko ay maalala mo pa rin ako. Hinahanap-hanap pag-ibig mo. At kahit wala ka na, nangangarap at umaasa pa rin ako. Muling makita ka at makasama ka sa araw ng Pasko.
That's a beautiful Christmas song. Only Filipinos.
Sana ngayong Pasko.
Beautiful, but so sad.
Oh my God.
It's really, really like
That's my
especially longing for
favorite
family.
Christmas song of all. I don't know kasi, it's just the lyrics and it's just the melody. It gives me goosebumps whenever I sing that song. And it's funny because one of my viewers here says here, Sheila from Bahrain used to live in Bahrain.
Hi, Sheila.
Sabi niya, namimiss ko po tuloy ang concert niyo sa Bahrain. Miss you. So, yeah, message siya. Oh my God.
Well, tell Sheila maybe 2023 will be a different story because
I know.
concerts are left and right. So, you know how it is.
Thank you, Sheila. We miss you guys also. We miss Bahrain. I miss Bahrain also. So
Okay, Johan, can we show some of the things we prepared for
I
him
love this surprise.
before we go to the fearless forecast? Johan, you're still
Hi,
there.
Mickey.
Yeah, he's gonna show something and
Just like like a surprise,
yeah.
presentation. My God.
I don't know if he's Johan, are you hearing us? If not, let's go with the fearless forecast first. Johan, okay, what do you think? Because Miss Philippines Universe or Miss Universe Philippines is Celeste. People call her Celeste, but it's really Celeste Cortesi. What do you think? Being a national director, what is her chance? Oh, yeah, they're showing it now. That's you. Look at your picture. Look at that. Can you see that,
I can't.
Dave? You can't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait.
are you looking at
Wait. Hold on.
your
Hold on. Hold on.
monitor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
there
put
you
this in.
are. It's a picture of you in the barong,
Oh
and
yeah. 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 Oh my
yeah, it's
God.
an Independence
Uh,
Day. Look at you with. This is one of the things that you do too. Is like what we mentioned earlier. You do special numbers for Filipino community. And then
yes.
can we show the next picture, Yo? There are a couple of pictures I prepared for today. Where's the other
And
one,
it makes
Yo?
me miss all these events. My God.
Yeah, and one of the thing too is he is or has been a cover of magazines too. I
Uh,
told you guys, visit our viewers and our listeners. This guy is doing so many things, and I think there's a third one, Yo. So he's cover up the magazine as well.
yeah.
I
Oh
think
my
he
God. Where'd
models
you guys all
food.
get this?
We have our sources, okay, and then let's see. Okay, aside from that, he hangs out with artistas because when they do shows, so there's Gerald Anderson, there's Braver there, and I think this was
Zian Lim,
Zion
NKD.
Lim.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not to
I miss these
worry,
guys. Yeah.
I know these are all ABS, CBN people. It's
Sa
okay, we're
kabilang
all in this
channel.
together. So whether GMA or ABS or
Exactly.
TFC or the new network of Billiards Group, IMBS,
Exactly.
Gene always has this heart to take them around, to take them places, and sooner or later they became
Yeah,
friends.
and I used to do shows with them. So I mean that's why it's one of the best part of my job is you get to meet people. You get to meet people. So I'm just fortunate.
Yeah, well, you have the right heart too, because you're very friendly and very, very articulate. Okay, and the last one, let's show it to him because I want him to talk about him.
Which one is that?
Hopefully, we'll, and that's the last one. Yeah, look at that. Have you seen it?
Um, I think I'm getting a delayed on
You're getting a
my
delay.
yeah on my Facebook.
Okay, so this is a picture of you and your mom.
Oh yes, yeah, my mom. Yeah.
Yeah, can you talk to us more about your mother? Because I've seen beautiful pictures of her on your Facebook.
I am so fortunate. As a matter of fact, she's gonna kill me because she just had COVID,
Oh,
and
wow.
my mom is a very very strong person, and she's 85 years old, and I know she's gonna kill me if I tell her her real age, but she looks 50. So I told her, I keep on telling her, Mom, when I grow up, I want to be like you because her genes is so amazing. Um, so yeah, she just had COVID, and she just actually got over COVID, and everyone in my family. So bless their heart. You know, it's still lingering around there, but but everybody's okay now. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm so
well,
lucky. I'm
the
so
reason
fortunate to
why
have my mom.
I put her thing because I know your dad is no longer around and
Yes,
your mom lives in the Bay Area.
yes, yeah. She
Okay,
lives.
any
Yeah.
special message for her? If she's not watching, mommy,
I
at
think she's
least,
watching. I think
oh, if
she's
you're,
watching.
what's your message for mommy, for your
Well,
mom?
Ma, I always tell this to you how much I love you, and I am so lucky to have you as my one and only mom. And we've been through a lot, through thick and thin, and everything. So you're my backbone, and I can't do everything without you, of course. And I am so appreciative of everything, and I love you very, very much.
Wow, that's beautiful. Now, what legacy do you want to give to the people?
um, my legacy. I mean, something that just I guess just remember me as their mentor. I always tell the girls that you don't have to like pay me anything back. Just be grateful of what you are today, and just look back, and just look back and just remember who the people that you started with, and just remember the people that who you work with from the past, and just be thankful that you have the opportunity So I guess that's the legacy I wanted to just just remember the good old days.
The good old days.
The good old
Now,
days.
Gene, who is Gene Flores when no one's watching?
Gene is somebody who's simple. I mean, I love simplicity in life. I just, I'm just a very laid back, simple. I mean, I just like simplicity. I mean, I enjoy special, moments with the family. Family first.
Now, Gene, one of the things that I always ask my guests, if you could go back in time and you meet your 20-year-old Gene Flores, what
Mhm.
would you have said to him?
What would I said to him? I would have said that I'm proud of you because you've done a lot, and just keep on going. I mean, life never ends. I mean, there's always a different challenge. There's always tomorrow. But I like to live in the moment, and enjoy the moment. Um, so I will tell him just enjoy the moment. Just be you.
And then that's your 20-year-old self. But when you wake up in the morning and you look at the mirror, what do you tell yourself?
The first thing I say is, Jesus, thank you, Lord, for
Amen.
giving me another life. For letting me wake up. You know, another breath of life. I look at myself like another day. But no, I first thing I say is I'm very, very thankful that I have air to breathe, and
And
life to
how do you
live.
want people to remember Gene Flores?
Um, I that's a very hard question. My God, how do I want to be remembered? I guess jack of all trades. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I mean, what would I say? I mean, how would I be remembered? Just the mentor,
Wow, that's nice. Gene
Yeah,
Flores.
I just
And
want to
then
be,
on your
because
tombstone, it will be the mentor.
yeah, the
That
mentor.
means a
I mean,
lot.
if I were to choose a word, the mentor, because I mean, not to count. I mean, but I think I've mentored quite a
It's
few
beautiful because it's so
individuals.
selfless.
Yeah,
Be a mentor, you're giving so much of your time, your energy,
yeah.
and efforts. Now, Gene, for fearless forecast, what's the chance of Miss Universe Philippines, Celeste Cortesi? You've been you've been to so many international pageants, it's overseas here, and you are a national director.
Pressure.
And I know for a fact that you watch Miss Philippines
Absolutely.
Universe. So what do you think is her chances? Fearless forecast.
Well, I mean, are we only talking about her as or other competitors as well?
No, her winning the crown, the fifth crown for the Philippines.
Uh, no,
No.
no, because USA will win.
Sorry.
USA will win.
You think?
Well, we haven't crowned our Miss USA yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Ours is coming up, so of
Yeah,
course I have to give chance to Miss USA. I mean, I couldn't say yes right away,
yeah.
So to be fair,
But for now, based
I
on
mean,
what we've seen,
I mean, I would. I mean, I was just kidding about no. I mean, that
yeah.
was a joke. That was it. Of course, yes. Of course, she has a chance. I mean, Celeste is beautiful. Celeste is very. I've seen her before. I've met her in the Philippines before.
Oh, you did.
Yes, I mean, the first time I met her, she didn't know how to speak Tagalog. I mean,
Yeah, she was
and she
misunderstood.
has this very hard accent, because
Yeah.
she's Italian, but she is very, very. I mean, her beauty is very. I mean, it's pure. I mean, she's like the younger version of. I mean, I'm not comparing, but kind of like Sophia Loren, like that Sophia Loren look, like just really beautiful. Like when you see her, very, very petite, very, very, but beautiful. Yes, of course she has a chance. I
She
mean,
has a chance.
but
Okay.
without crowning the Miss USA yet, of course,
Of
of
course.
course.
Of course. Okay,
But she has a chance.
let's now tell us again your social media contact again,
So
so
my
these people
Facebook
know.
page is Gene Flores, and I have two accounts, so that's two official accounts. And then Instagram is Gene Flores Sings, as well as Twitter. I also have TikTok. Gene Flores also, and my YouTube channel. So Gene Flores as well. So yeah. So if you have any recommendation of potential beauty queen or Mr. King for future pageant, send them over to my way. I mean, I'll be happy to if you wanted to apply, why not? I mean, we could always do an assessment, and it has to be from you. So it has to start from you and commitment.
Okay, now Rosana Milar Barrera said from our friend from Qatar said, "Where words fail, music speaks." That's beautiful.
That's very, very
You
nice.
could tell she's a very good singer. That's why she was able
Yes,
to be poetic.
it comes from the heart.
It comes
Yeah.
from the heart. Now,
Yeah.
last message, Jean, before we close, last message to your fans, to your supporters, to your beauty queens, to your friends and family. Last word.
Well, before that, can I just do a quick shout out?
Sure,
You're gonna
please.
kill me. I want to say shout out to my friend Willie Tess, my friend John Saavedra, Mickey from Macedonia. So
Ooh,
we have a lot of those. I want to shout out to my mom, of course, my sister Jenny, who's in Manila right now, Tita Jing, uh, from San Diego, Cleopatra Jones, our reigning Miss Globe, the Miss Globe USA. She's from San Diego. Joseph and Tom from Santa Rosa, Eileen from Chicago, Jane and John from Florida, and to all of you guys who are on our live streaming. My brother's also watching, Harry, Vivara, Richard. My God, so many people here.
go ahead.
I just want to say hi and shout out to everybody. Um, I wanted to just thank you, first of all. I mean, Josh, for giving me this opportunity. We've planned this for so long, and congratulations, congratulations to PHLV Radio also, and to you, Josh, for having this great platform for your show. So
Thank you.
finally, you have your own show.
Thank
And
you.
to all your followers, maraming salamat.
No, the pleasure is mine, Jean. Because and rest assured, if you need another interview with any of the people you think would inspire,
Yes, yes,
motivate, whether
I
they're
like that.
Filipinos, non-Filipinos,
I
doesn't have
like
to be
that.
celebrity. It could be anything that would uplift the Philippine flag. Because I think I always believe we are a culture of
Of course,
talented people,
of
and we
course.
just need to be discovered, rediscovered, and introduced to the world stage. And I think you are helping that as well, with the things that you've done in the community. And congratulations to you, and
Thank you.
thank you for spending. See, you were wondering how
God,
long will this
I was like
be.
sweating
So we're
before the
almost
this
two
is the first
hours, Gene, and
Is it
and
really? Oh my
there's there,
God!
yeah, and
Wow.
it's just
I could be
amazing.
here all night.
I know that we could always
Like
have part two,
I signed
especially
for, so I cannot
when you
believe I
have your
signed for. So
candidates or your delegates, so we get to know them
sure,
better.
sure,
I've
yeah.
done that for some of the Miss Philippine Universe. We did Rabia Mateo, and I think we're gonna
Yeah,
do Cortese as
I
well.
think it's the greatest platform that you
Yeah,
have because
yeah, because
I
I
mean,
think people
you need
wants
to
to be
help out
heard.
people.
Like in your case, a lot of people are wondering about being a national director. Like what you said, it's not an easy task. It takes so much passion and dedication.
It's a
So I
full time
learned so
job.
much from that, and I know we all did. That's why we titled the show "Alam Mo Ba." So at least hopefully by
Okay.
that, yeah,
Wait, so
by
alam
"Alam
mo ba
Mo Ba," they
alam
would
mo ba
know.
is the okay, so your title, I thought it was alam mo ba the title of the show.
"Alam Mo Ba" with
Okay.
Josh Andowitt is the title of the show.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, but tomorrow I have another show. It's Dear Kuya Josh, Ate Jen. It's a
Okay,
it's
so
like Dear Kuya Eddie and Dear Ate
nice.
Helen.
Nice,
That kind of
nice.
like that. And so people who would be watching tomorrow, it's tomorrow po at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the Philippines. Other parts of the world depends on what the time zone that you're in. If you are in the Pacific, just like where I'm at, and where my good friend Gene Flores is at, it's gonna be at 10 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday, which is Sunday in the Philippines at 1 o'clock. The rest, it depends on the time zone and where you are and what country you are. So before we close, again, maraming salamat to Gene Flores for
Thank
being so
you.
gracious with his talent, his time,
My
his
pleasure.
insight, knowledge in the pageantry world. And not only can he sing, he could do a lot. So contact him for any events that you might have, or you might advise on pageantry, whether you're male or female. he would be able. He's very articulate. I call him my lumpia. Burrito, he's like what he said. He's a jack of all trades, master of a lot of things. And with that po, maraming salamat. Wishing everybody a wonderful whatever is left of your day, and wonderful weekend, and as well as a glorious and phenomenal next week. Like what I normally would say every show before I close is be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do to people, it's pretty guaranteed it will come back to you in so many ways in different times. So with that po, Gene, maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Josh.
Happy viewing to everyone, especially Team Replay. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much.
And Dan, shout out to everybody who's sharing the show. I am humbled and talagang privileged to even you guys make an effort to share the show. We're getting big numbers right now. So Gene, maraming salamat, and assured any help I could do to any of your pageantry or pageant candidates, please keep us in mind. We'll be more than a PHLV Radio, my shows, and the other shows will be more than that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay? With
Thank
that,
you so much.
I'll talk to you some more in the future. Bye, Gene. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. God bless you all. Everyone.